Okay guys, in this video I'm gonna show you how you can make piano house chords using the scalar plugin. This is really cool. If you're not that good at music theory, you can come up with some really cool chord progressions in no time. And I'm gonna show you how you can do it. Let's go. So if you load up the scalar plugin, I have the old version. There is a scalar 2, but I'm gonna get that in the future. I'm gonna go and find a key that I wanna use. And it's gonna be B minor. And right now we can see we have all of the different chords here. And what I usually do when I'm using the scalar plugin is just playing these pads here, just trying to come up with some chords that sound nice together. So I'm just using it by ear. But one cool thing that I just discovered recently is that it has this voicing menu. Basically, we can go and find some chords that are being voiced in a really cool way. So shifting the notes up or down and just rearranging them. So let's just... We get some really cool textures in the chord. And I think like the ones in the 6th and the 7th here. Like already here. I actually want to use this chord progression that I just played in here. So I'm going to drag them down into the banks down here. And then I want to add as an extra chord that I can use in the second section of my chord progression. So just to add a little bit of change. So maybe like use these two here. Something like that. So now I have found the chords that I'm going to use in my house piano chord progression. So I'm going to drag the MIDI into the piano roll. So I have found the chord M1. I'm totally in love with this plugin. So the classic house piano preset. So we're going to drag the MIDI into the piano roll. So now we have this. And that doesn't make so much sense right now because I want to do some rhythmic stuff with these chords. So right now I'm just going to make them shorter and then I'm just going to move these over here. So I actually have them as like chord banks. So I can just drag those over that I want to use. So this one I'm going to make like this classic like, and maybe have one here. Maybe like introduce this one over here. So I have this one here, play it 2 times. And then it's gonna go down into this chord. We're gonna duplicate this. Maybe have it here, just like this. No, I wanna have it here instead. I'm gonna duplicate this again. So we have it over here. And then this one here. And then duplicate it and put it over here. So right now I'm just playing around, just listening to what I think sound cool and just use it. Really cool. So one other thing that we can do is that we can add some bass notes. And because I'm not really good at music theory, I need to just look at the chords and then find the root note. So I know like this is in B. And then this one is a D major, but maybe this is already low enough. This one is a F sharp. Let's see if this makes sense to have it go down here. It could be. I'm just going to reduce the velocity a little bit so it doesn't get too loud. Then it works, because I don't want these bass notes to be too loud. Then the next one is a G. That just works really cool. And then let's see, like this other one, it's an A. Let's just see, A, put it here. I'm gonna turn this A3 note down a little bit. And then the last one is a G. Yes, so now we have actually made the piano chords a little bit more fuller. That was just an extra tip. I'm gonna move these notes over here because then I'm actually just gonna duplicate all of this stuff we have done here. But then I wanna add this extra change over here. So I'm gonna do maybe something like this here. So these chords over here are different. So if we play this other progression here, maybe this should be something like this instead. Okay, so this is actually pretty cool. Then I want to add just some top notes that can play a rhythm and some kind of melody. So let's just play around with like, and now because I think we have used almost all of the notes in the scale of B minor, I can just look at the different notes to see when I'm in the scale. Play something like this. Then have something that just plays maybe. So I think like this is the like chord progression that I want to use. I'm not quite sure about like this chord here. I just removed these notes because it was a little bit too dominant. That's pretty cool. So the last thing that I'm going to do is just quantize this and add some swing. So basically just putting the notes off the grid a little bit. So it just gives a little bit more like shuffly feel. Let me just put the metronome on so you can hear like how it sounds. By the way, I have made a sample pack with 10 house loops from the Korg M1 that you can download on my membership site. This is one of the samples in the pack. So go and get those house piano loops in the description down below. And if you want to add a little bit of extra dynamic feel to these chord progressions, you can go and hit Alt and R to put up the randomization and just turn off the pattern. We just want to use the levels down here. So we want to randomize the velocity levels. So as you can see in the bottom here, as I increase the velocity, the changes of the levels of the velocity of the notes are being greater. So you can see like now we have a lot of dynamic changes, but I just want to have a little bit. So something around here is fine for me. Like this is really cool, and this is how I do it most of the times when I'm trying to come up with chord progressions. I'm just going to jam in the scale plugin and just find some chords that sounds really nicely together. Then I'm going to drag it into the piano roll and just play around with the rhythm, the placement of the chords to get like a really cool rhythm that fits the vibe of my tracks. So this is like how I do it. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, it would mean so much to me if you smash that like button or even subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss any future videos on the channel. I've actually made 10 unique house piano loops that you can go and download on my membership site. The link is in the description down below. So I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.